So for about like 6 months, the end of 2025, my laptop was refusing to update to Windows version 24H2 due to a chipset malfunction. What would happen is I'd go to automatic updates, I'd hit update, the update would go to all the way through. It would say it was installed successfully. It would require an update, and then after the update happened, I'd get a message saying update has failed. And it was a huge pain in the ass. I edited my registry files to tell it to bypass the update. I did a disk check and an SFC clean. I downloaded the ISO from Microsoft's website for Windows version 24H2, and I tried doing it that way, but everything I was doing wasn't working. I didn't finally. My next step was to do a Windows refresh, and I thought, that was going to solve it, but the refresh didn't work, and all this troubleshooting happened over a 6-month period with lots of research and talking to my father about what was going on. My father suggested that I install Linux Mint. Eventually, what I concluded was that I'd have to do a clean install of Windows. So I bought like a 64 gigabyte USB thumb drive, and I used Rufus to create a bootable Windows 11 partition on the thumb drive. I put it in my laptop only to find out that my SSD couldn't find the USB in the port. So it seemed like nothing would work. So I went back to the boards and I did some more research, and I had to change in my UEFI my SSD from a RAID to an NVMe/AHCI. And then it finally found the USB, and I was able to install Windows without a problem. Then I wiped the USB drive and downloaded the Wi-Fi drivers for my laptop from my desktop PC and copied them to the USB. I was really glad I had a desktop PC, because if I didn't, if I only had my laptop, I'd be stuck with a laptop that couldn't access the internet. So I got Wi-Fi updated. Then I finally got my laptop updated to Windows version 25H2. It had been so long that Windows version had updated from 23H2 to 25H2 by the time I got this all settled. It was a lot of hassle. It was a lot more work than I wanted to do, but if I wanted my laptop to be safe, I had to do it. And now, honestly, my laptop works better than it ever had before. I thought all of this troubleshooting guaranteed I'd pass the CompTIA hardware exam, because I was applying the knowledge I learned in school to my everyday life. But I missed the final by like 3 questions due to something unprofessional that occurred at the testing facility. I'm fighting for a refund right now because my teacher believes I deserve one. But anyway, come to find out, 2 weeks after I update to Windows, Microsoft announces that they're giving the FBI access to Windows devices by obtaining BitLocker keys, which means that they can snoop through everybody's hard drive. And, after all this hassle, I went through to update my laptop to the latest version of Windows. I'm really thinking I should have taken my father's advice and just installed Linux Mint on my laptop, and I'm highly considering it still. I hear the only downside would be a slight performance downgrade. I think, if I recall correctly, frame rate it'd be a minor drop in frame rate, but I'm not really too concerned about that. I think it'd still be worth it for the extra security. I don't have anything to hide. I really just don't want Kash Patel going through my rare PayPay folder. I have a lot of incredibly obscure, valuable rare PayPays that I don't want anybody to see. That's a joke. I have actually nothing to hide at all. But, I have a really nice laptop. I got 32 gigabytes of RAM, a 4060 GPU. I've probably told you too much info about my PC already, because if you're a hacker, you could probably find some way to exploit this. But I'm wondering, if you use Mint or have used Mint in the past, let me know what you think of it and if you think I should make the switch.